welcome back to the adventures of Crockhammer, Barbarian at Large, or whatever his class is. What is his class? There's my Croc. Yeah, Barbarian. Alright, so Crockhammer has some quests and things he needs to do. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to click on. And I looked at this. I saw this main one, Visions and Whispers, and it says, the magistrate advised me to get some rest while I wait for permanent accommodations. But it also says that I should look for someone to help me. Yeah, with luck, someone in Gilded Vale will know what to do. I thought I talked to everyone. Maybe I didn't.
No problem.
We're gonna go get a room in the inn. I didn't do that thinking I don't need a room. I'm fine and healthy, but I think that might trigger something. That's why they put that little hint in there. Just maybe it's my high intelligence telling me that. All right, let's go get a room. Pasca.
How do you do?
I'd like a room, please. Of course, we keep them nice and tidy. How much CP? Oh, inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a long time and affect the entire party. So it gives me extra perception and extra mechanics. Lasts for 2 rests, plus 2 resolve. I don't feel like I need to buy anything necessarily. Let's go. Let's spring for the big one. I'd like a good rest, please. Ooh. Cutscene. Wasn't quite expecting that. Oh, or is that just what happens? Whoa. Your sleep is restless and fevered? Fevered? I've heard of fervored, but not fevered. I've heard of severed. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. Limpy didn't sound right, but hey, if fevered was a word. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth swallows parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Wait, what did I say? Swallows? No, her mouth slowly parts. I can read. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. 464 experience for that. Alright, so let's head back outside. I take it we need to go, back to the tree, maybe? I mean, where else am I supposed to go find her? It's where she was in my vision. Who am I to argue with my vision? Why is my start bar popping up? Go away, start bar. All right. Oh, it's nighttime. This way? Whoa. Okay, let's zoom out. Okay, she's glowing purple. That wasn't glowing purple before. Were all those dead bodies there before and I just didn't notice, really? Okay. Oh, there it is. Ah. Caldara de Baranzi. The squat, descended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow. That's over. Bow? But I'm assuming bow. from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bough, like the branch of the tree. Okay. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her. That's not faint. That casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it. And you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost?
Lost now.
It is both, I think. Yes.
Her eyes squint as she peers down at you. Am I imagining this? How are you able to speak to me? I need to understand something that's happened to me. What's up with all these visions I'm having? She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
She nods.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
Okay, what's a watcher? I know what a watcher is, but I've got a friend here who doesn't know. Could you tell him?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on, some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall.
Oh.
A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder.
Huh. What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
And what happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
And again, I know all about this, but explain to my friend here, what is an what are you?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other, turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
Interesting. All right, I had other questions.
Of course, dear.
I'd survive to be a whack. Do you know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
All right, I'm not interested in am I imagining this, or how are you able to speak to me, because I'm hearing voices all of the time. I wouldn't be interested in that, so I'm going to say farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Crockhammer was granted Crucible of the Soul. What is that? Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Party gained 934 experience, total quest experience 1400. I'm a watcher? His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin, and I expect that explains how you survived a bivouac, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about Watchers? Only that they're rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. He coughs, as you just demonstrated. Let's continue on. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to travel to Seadnua next time. I know there's some quests around here that I could do, like this temple thing. But I'm worried, like, I don't know how long that's going to take, so I don't want to start it now. And I kind of want to get going with the story, but maybe we will do this next time. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Adios. Goodbye.